Virginia has enacted a landmark heat illness prevention standard for outdoor workers, known as 16 VAC 25. This comprehensive regulation requires all outdoor employers in the Commonwealth to provide water, shade, rest breaks, and acclimatization for their employees. The standard was adopted by the Virginia Department of Labor and Industry, or DUI, and takes effect in July of 2026. It covers construction workers, agricultural laborers, landscapers, utility crews, and anyone working outdoors in Virginia. As stated on the official website of the Virginia Department of Labor and Industry at dole.virginia.gov, this standard represents a major step forward for worker safety in the Mid-Atlantic region. You can find the full text of 16 VAC 25 by following the QR code on this slide. Why did Maryland need this standard? The answer is simple. Heat kills. According to the CDC at cdc.gov, heat is the leading cause of weather-related deaths in the United States, more than floods, hurricanes, and tornadoes combined. Maryland's climate is a humid subtropical one, where summer heat index values regularly exceed 100 degrees Fahrenheit, especially in the Baltimore-Washington metropolitan area and around the Chesapeake Bay. Humidity makes temperature-only monitoring dangerously inadequate. A 90-degree day with 60% humidity feels like 105 degrees. Before the 2024 standard, Maryland relied on the Federal General Duty Clause, a broad requirement to keep workplaces free from recognized hazards. But this lacked specific, enforceable heat provisions. The new standard gives MOSH clear regulatory authority and gives workers specific enforceable rights. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration reports that extreme heat events in the Mid-Atlantic are increasing in frequency and intensity. Maryland acted just in time. At 80 degrees heat index, employers must implement baseline protections. First, provide accessible shade structures large enough for all workers, with open air circulation and located close to work areas. Second, supply cool drinking water below 60 degrees, at least 1 quart per hour per worker. Third, implement a written heat illness prevention plan covering monitoring, water, shade, rest breaks, emergency response, and acclimatization. Fourth, train all workers and supervisors on heat illness risks and prevention before working in heat. Fifth, establish an acclimatization plan for new and returning workers. OSHA data shows that 50 to 70% of heat-related fatalities occur on the first day of work in hot conditions, which is a critical issue for Nevada's seasonal workforce. As stated on the official website of the CDC at cdc.gov, proper acclimatization over 5 to 7 days is essential for preventing heat illness. You can find the OSHA NIOSH Heat Safety app by scanning the QR code on this slide. Maryland's graduated high heat system is one of its most important features. At 90 to 99 degrees heat index, workers must get 10 minutes of paid rest every 2 hours in a cool area with water. At 100 degrees and above, which Maryland regularly experiences, workers must get 15 minutes of paid rest every hour. These are minimums. Employers can provide longer or more frequent breaks. At both high heat tiers, mandatory employee monitoring is required through buddy systems, supervisor checks, or electronic monitoring. A written emergency response plan must cover first aid, 911 procedures, shade, cooling, and transport. Remember, the trigger is heat index, not air temperature. A day with 88 degrees and 70% humidity triggers the 100-degree protections. Workers showing signs of heat illness must be relieved immediately. Employer compliance goes beyond just providing shade and water. Training records must be kept for at least 1 year, including dates, topics, names of attendees, and trainer names. The standard applies year-round whenever the heat index hits 80 degrees. MOSH offers a free model program on their website at labor.maryland.gov. Following the Davis-Martinez Act of 2025, public sector protections have been further strengthened for sanitation workers, parks crews, teachers, and firefighters. MOSH enforces these rules through inspections, complaint investigations, and penalties. Employers can request free confidential on-site consultation from MOSH. No citations issued. All heat-related records must be available for MOSH compliance officers upon request. The standard covers both indoor and outdoor workplaces across all Maryland industries. Virginia's heat law gives outdoor workers concrete enforceable rights. You have the right to drinking water, accessible shade, and cool-down rest breaks. Your employer cannot deny these protections. You can request shade at any time, even below the 80-degree threshold. You can report violations to the Virginia DOLE anonymously by calling area code 804-786-2376 or online at dole.virginia.gov. Retaliation is strictly prohibited under Virginia Code Section 40.1-51.2. Know the danger signs of heat illness. Heat exhaustion causes heavy sweating, weakness, nausea, and fainting. Heat stroke is a medical emergency with a body temperature above 103, confusion, and unconsciousness. This call 911 immediately. Look out for your coworkers and use the buddy system. You can find complaint forms and more information at dole.virginia.gov or by scanning the QR code on this slide. The data behind the standard is sobering. Over 600 U.S. workers die annually from heat-related causes. Thousands more suffer from heat exhaustion, acute kidney injury, and long-term damage. Agriculture workers face 35 times the risk of heat-related death. Construction, transportation, and production have the highest rates of heat illness. Climate change is accelerating. The Mid-Atlantic is projected to see 30 to 50 more days above 90 degrees per year by 2050. Each heat-related fatality costs an estimated $1.5 million. Even moderate heat, 80 to 85 degrees, causes dehydration and reduced cognition. Heat illness is 100% preventable with proper shade, water, breaks, acclimatization, and training. That is why this standard exists. How does Maryland fit into the national picture? Maryland is one of 28 states with an OSHA-approved state plan. Only a handful of states have specific heat standards. California since 2005, Washington since 2008, Oregon since 2022, Minnesota, Colorado, Nevada, and now Maryland. The federal OSHA proposed a national heat standard in July 2024. Docket number OSHA 2021-0009. If finalized, it would cover approximately 36 million workers. Maryland's COMAR, September 12, 32, is designed to meet or exceed federal requirements. The 45 states without specific standards rely on the General Duty Clause, Section 5A1 at 29, United States Code Section 654A1, which is harder to enforce. Maryland's standard is a model for the nation, comprehensive, evidence-based, covering indoor and outdoor workers equally with a graduated three-tier system. Let's summarize everything you need to know about HB 91 and Texas's path toward a heat standard. Number 1. HB 91 would create Texas's first heat standard with a two-tier system at 85 degrees heat index for basic protections and 90 degrees for paid rest breaks. It covers outdoor and indoor workers, enforced by the Texas Department of Insurance with penalties up to $156,250. Number 2. Texas currently has no heat protections at all. Only the General Duty Clause of the OSHA Act. With 279 heat deaths in 2023, Texas has the highest heat death toll in the nation. Number 3. California's standard reduced heat deaths by 36% since 2005. Prevention has a return on investment of $3 to $6 for every $1 spent. Number 4. The legislative path is uncertain. The bill is in House committee with no Senate companion filed. Opposition from business groups remains strong. A compromise is likely with the 85-degree trigger already reflecting that. A federal OSHA rule expected in 2026 to 2027 could reshape the landscape, but Texas would still need its own state standard. Know the rules, know your rights, and stay informed. Scan the QR code on this slide for direct access to the Texas Legislature page at capitol.texas.gov to track HB 91.